we are all happy to hear her testimony. We are all happy to hear her personal experience. And of course, we know there are many persons out there who want to do something different for themselves. They want the best out of life. And most of us, find ourselves in a situation where we don't have a dollar, we don't have a cent. So we like to tell persons, no money, no problem, because we appreciate and understand that to take yourself to the next level, it's all about having access to the right informed action, the right information. So without further ado, allow me to introduce you to none other than Vanessa, Millionaire Right. Miss Right.
All right. Thanks so much, Kishon. Thanks for starting off the call. And thank you to everyone that came on to the call tonight. If you're on the call tonight, it means that you do want a chance, like a real fair chance to make it in life. And the truth is, most people don't give themselves time to succeed. Now, I want to start off the call and understanding that imagination is everything. Just as Einstein would have said it, as plain as possible, imagination is everything. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with me and who I am, as Kishon said, my name is Vanessa Wright, I'm a stay-at-home mom / network marketing pro. Now, I've been within the network marketing space for the last approximately decade. And, when I first got introduced to it, it brought a type of awareness that it helped me to know where I wanted to be, what I wanted to be, and just in the nick of time. So as a full-time stay-at-home mommy, and let's go from the beginning, like most of you all here, who may know about not having an excess of even 100 TTD. Again, I'm going to repeat that, right? I'm sure there are many working persons on the call tonight that working tirelessly and do not know what the excess of 100 TTD would look like. And I'm talking about the money that you would have after you already paid the bills. Yeah, after you have taken care of your children, your responsibilities, whatever they be, the excess of having even $100 after and barely even covering to make ends meet. Now, as a full-time stay-at-home mom, when I first came across network marketing, it opened my mind and my heart in such a way that it gave me an awareness, as I said before, as what I wanted to be. And it made sense. I can't say it any better than that. Now, when I first came across it, I had my son at that point in time. And, I was looking for something to do. There is also when I met the legendary Kishon Vane. We shared a mentor at that point in time that helped him to be who he is today, and of course helped me to better understand network marketing. Now, regardless of if you wish to be a network marketer or not, that is your decision. However, tonight you will understand the necessary system that is there for you to use to be able to access or do better than you're doing right now. So as a full-time mommy, coming across opportunity, and let's just go straight to Forex. A couple of years ago, I did not have the money to start. And I did not feel it fair and comfortable to my husband, tirelessly working to make ends meet and still feel as though he should provide me with money for my endeavors. Even though it was supposed to help the family, because we are already, to some extent struggling, to make the ends meet, to send the kids to school, to pay the bills, to take care of our living expenses. I, felt that, it's not fair to go and ask him now for money to join an opportunity. Because if we don't have the extra 100 in excess, how then is he going to give me money to fund an opportunity? Now, kudos to him, because I know many persons are very aware that even while, for those of you who are single parents, for those of you who do have a job, even when you have a job, and especially when it's a job that is one income generated for your household, it is very difficult. To date, most people can relate to understanding that. Hear what? If you have one source of income that's going to provide for your home, sometimes even two sources of income is insufficient because the cost of living keeps going up. So I was in a predicament where I did not have the money to start, and I did not want to go to, ask or humbug my husband about, funding an opportunity for a dream that I would have had, right? Now, the struggle was real. It was 100% real. However, because I knew Kishore when I met him a decade ago, I saw him to be an ambitious, productive, outgoing person, just full of energy and definitely a beacon of light. Now, for me, when I came across the opportunity of Forex and I saw him within, big buildings, bright lights, and I saw what he was doing and I made that call to him, my first question was, of course, how much money I need to start. And of course, after he said what he said to me, my then question was, how am I going to find this money? Or a matter of fact, I take that back. My first question is, I don't have the money. Like every other person on the call tonight, your first thought, the first thought that is presented to you is, okay, there's opportunity, but I don't have the money. Now, he made a statement, and this statement changed the trajectory of my thoughts. He said to me, Vanessa, if you cannot make money without money, more than likely you will not be able to make money with money. And I want to repeat that. He said to me, if I cannot make money without money, more than likely I will not be able to make money with money. And I don't know about you. I don't know whose ear this is falling on tonight, but I can definitely tell you that that word in the right season produced a seed. And it was a seed of thought. You see, I no longer started frustrating myself like many persons that would see opportunities presented to themselves, about not having any money. Because of what he said, it made sense that people were working hard on a daily basis to provide for themselves, their family, their loved ones, whatever it be, to pay bills. And yet, for some reason, the money is always insufficient. So when he said that, it made sense to me that if I couldn't make money with money, then more than likely I will not be able to make money with money. Yeah, it made 100% sense to me because I understood what that meant when he said it. So I want to urge each and every one of you to take in the information tonight, because the system that he is going to bring forward and educate you on is a system that didn't just work for me. It worked for a lot of people within our community. And of course, it worked for he himself. And of course, experience is the best teacher, right? So because he has had the experience of it working, he was then able to impart that knowledge onto me and many other persons within our community. And it was then our choice, out of understanding the position that we are currently in, for us to make a worthwhile decision of what we were going to do. Now, within our community, it is easy to say that, there's opportunity, persons can make lots of money. Most persons are looking for ways to make money, but making money is not enough. You see, within our community, there's a family. Yeah, I didn't even have, all the excuses that people make. I didn't have nobody that I could think of at the top of my head as to who I could share the business with. I didn't know who I can ask to even borrow the money at a point in time. My main focus was, at some point, how am I going to find the money? Because of course, because of the education, because of being able to connect with Kishon and understanding certain principles of understanding development and mental and finances, etc., it gave me a difference in how I was thinking then, and of course, produced for me far more than I could have imagined. You see, I don't know about you who are on the call tonight, but I had a vision far before Kishon Vane. I had a vision far before Forex. I had a vision far before network marketing. So of course, it only made sense. They say, of course, you will be able to know when you hear the voice or a particular thing that you can directly connect with, right? And for me, that was Kishon's voice. That was his words that then turned and helped me not just to, make money, but developed me within the community. And of course, it placed me in a position to now have an extended family outside of my internal family of my, husband and children, etc. Now I have a community of people that we can all could say, are really good friends and family. That is what we have within this space, within this community. So of course, there are always many other ventures. I have had the opportunity of tapping into a lot of them. I would have also had the privilege of, tapping into different leaderships, and when they say everything rise and fall on leadership, they 100% mean it. You see, way before Kishon Vane, I would have also been able to tap into Forex, as I would have said to you, or we met within a space, right? And of course, I was more or less swimming, but drowning, just keeping my head right above the water. I don't know if you all understand what I mean. To just keeping your head right above the water. And, after coming into the community and, connecting with Kishon and him imparting all of the love and knowledge that he offers to every single person that makes themselves available to the information that he presents or imparts to you, or to us, of course, you are able to transition. Before today, there is no way I would have had the confidence to boldly stand and proudly say what I'm saying without any apologies. And I need you all to understand that. So most people don't even believe now I would not have been able to speak like this. Most people don't believe that, because you see, they only see what seems to be the middle or the end of the story, but they don't see the beginning. And because most people have never had the opportunity of seeing the beginning, they create their own concoction, their own ideas of what could have taken place. But tonight, I want to openly say thank you so very much to Kishon Vane, because he has not just changed my life, but in my family life as well. Helping me to understand things differently, cultivating the minds of the people within his community, and not just that, being a real true friend, that kind of way, being a real true brother. And there are many people out there are many opportunities out there we're never able to access or experience something like within our opportunity. For any person that makes themselves available to the information provided. So when he said to me what he said to me, I remember taking notes, being very keen on listening to what he was saying. And even though it was very uncomfortable for me, coming from having 3 persons calling my phone, I was sure when my phone rang, who it would be. It would be my husband, my brother, or my adopted mom. So when I hear all the excuses that persons have, as to why they can't and they aren't able and why they can't do this, my excuses motivated me to get out of where I was and get me to where I'd like to be, to set myself on a journey. Because I had all the excuses in the book. I didn't know anybody. I didn't feel like I didn't know who to tell, who to talk to. But we are in the age of technology where media, a simple form of you sharing, people use status, WhatsApp status for the feelings and whatever is happening at the end of the day and personal stuff. I mean, that is a business. Instagram is a business, Facebook is a business. So now, even if I struggle at the very beginning, because I didn't have what I would have thought the resources to get the job done, now you are privileged to be able to tap into the true business of the 21st century, because you will be exposed to information that will change your life if you apply what is being taught to you within this community. So I started with absolutely nothing, not a dime, not a cent. And everybody wants to know, so how did you get the money? So Kishon is going to share the roadmap for that for you. You understand? He is going to tell you exactly what he said to me that helped me to step out of it. But before the roadmap, I had to become and be conscious of being resourceful and not be limited to the fact that I don't have no money. I mean, there are people on the call right now, I'm 100% sure, listen to it and they can't wait to hear how they could get in for free. Not yet. There's always a way to do what needs to be done. There's always a system. And of course, that system will reward you, but you must be resourceful. You must become resourceful if you aren't. And the only way that happens is through your thinking, because thoughts are things. And again, I repeat, thoughts are things. Imagination is everything. If within your mind you have it mapped out as to how you would like to achieve, or how much you would like to achieve, or what you would like to do with your life, and if you're focused and you're committed to yourself and you're willing to understand what is offered to you and what you're going to do what is offered for you tonight, your life can be changed as soon as tonight. No, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but it all depends on you. You see, there are many persons that are able to earn lots of money on a daily basis. However, they aren't able to manage it. So we know for a fact that people don't have a shortage for money, you know, and you can dispute that, but it's rather a shortage of thinking. It's rather a shortage of the ability to think. Right? And not just thinking into the ideas of what you like to have, but actually, you know, thinking into molding your thoughts into how am I going to get from point A to Z. Most business people throughout the globe would have started somewhere. And even before the persons who would have achieved lots of money, they would have done so, and maybe it would have been passed on generational and all of that, because we want to offer our family and our offspring generational wealth, right? But way before that, they started somewhere. And all you need to do tonight is start by listening. After you have listened, because you have grabbed your book, you grab your pen, you have your paper, you're now going to pay attention to everything. And even if it has the potential to make you uncomfortable, nothing great happens within your comfort zone. I could 100% guarantee you that nothing great happens inside your comfort zone. Everything that I'm doing up to now, including business, was outside of my comfort zone. But in order for me to gain eventual real comfort, I had to be willing to become uncomfortable. A matter of fact, I have this thing that I say, people get so accustomed to gasping. You know, you're in pain, you're uneasy, things are unsteady. However, you will remain within that space. You remain with that discomfort. There are people who are suffering, and they're suffering willingly just because, you know, I prefer to take that gasping. Because if I do anything else that will create some kind of discomfort, I am unwilling. Now, lucky for you, you have the privilege of, you know, meeting and hearing directly from Kishon Payne. Most of you hopefully will not take this information that he will provide for you. You will not take him and it for granted. Because if it has done it for me, it has done it for him, it has done it for many other persons within our community, it can definitely do it for you. So, of course, I would like to get out of the way of greatness. And, of course, we have the legendary Kishon Payne. Many of you know him as, you know, the guy who's talking about Forex and, of course, financial literacy. But for him, as I said, he is a beacon, he's a light, he's definitely a shark within his space. He does not make sense when it pertains to business. He knows how to get things done. And of course, we enjoy every moment that we spend when it pertains to him being a fun, charismatic person. So without further ado, Mr. Kishon Payne, good night.
Miss Right, friends and family members, drop some flames in the chat for Miss Vanessa, Millionaire Right. I'm sitting there and I'm listening. I'm definitely excited because you see, Vanessa really exemplifies using information. Utilization of information, my friends, is what is going to create your transformation. As I tell persons all the time, knowledge is only the example of experience. You have to use the information. Tonight, we're going to share some information that has impacted, as Vanessa said, her life directly. I can tell you, I can attest that the information has impacted my life personally. We have so many persons inside of the community that have utilized this exact same information, and they started with us from absolutely nothing. Zero, not a cent, not a dollar. Now, tonight, I'm not going to speak about Forex. I'm not going to speak about network marketing. I'm going to simply speak about business, because business, my friends, operates on certain protocols. And we always tell persons principles guarantee success and principles also guarantee failure. I am very well aware that the financial equivalent of every dollar in your pocket right now, or the lack of, is as a result of a mindset. If you have $1 million in the bank, can I tell you, you have a mindset that allows you to have that $1 million. If you only have $10 in the bank, it tells me that you have a mindset that allows you to have that $10. Every single dollar that you have available in the physical plane of reality is a direct equivalent of where the mind is set. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to share some information that can inform your action to show you, friends, where you can go from having absolutely nothing to as far and as wide as the imagination can allow. So firstly, before I go into the information, let me tell you this. Whoever brought you onto the call, before I go into it, you want to ensure you connect back with them as soon as after this call. And I'm going to tell you why. You see, there's two ways you learn in this world. You learn via mistakes or mentors. And most of us, my friends, have made so much mistakes when it comes to money. And we could only see that when we look at our bank accounts. And I'm putting you on to the person that brought you here because it's not just a tonight session. Tonight, I'm going to share some of the principles. I'm going to shed some light so you can see it clearly as to some of the steps required for you to move forward. But most importantly, after this session, you need to connect with someone that's connected to the Billionaire Club. You need to connect with someone that's connected to us, because it's going to take some time. As Vanessa said, you have to give yourself time to succeed. It's not just coming onto this session, grabbing this information, and then seeing a transformation within the first 24 hours. It's not going to work like that. So yes, I'm going to give you the golden nuggets that did it for most of our community. But upfront, let me tell you, ensure you connect with the person that brought you on this call, because you're gonna need some practical guidance moving forward. You're gonna need some information that can guide you to actually have success with the info. You need somebody who have experience, knowledge. Yeah. So just putting that out there. I tell persons all the time, and I speak about it every single time I speak about financial literacy. I tell persons, if you want to have success, you need to study success. If you want to master money, you need to connect with someone who has mastered money. If you want to master money, you need to connect with someone who has mastered money. This is the reason we always recommend a money mentor. The person that brought you onto the call more than likely could be your money mentor. This is somebody who's going to guide and govern your steps forward with regard to making money, managing money, multiplying money, And most importantly, mastering money. Because at the Billionaire Club, we teach the 5 M's. We teach you how to make it. We teach you how to multiply it. We teach you how to manage it. And most importantly, master it. Tonight, many persons are on the call because, of course, everyone wants to start from where they are. And we tell persons you can start from absolutely nothing. Going right into what Vanessa said. Vanessa said she was told if you can't make money without money, more than likely, you're not going to be able to make money with money. And it's a fact. It's a statement that we need to ponder on. And after pondering on that statement, we need to accept it. I want us to accept that statement firstly before we move forward. If you cannot make money without money, more than likely, if you had money, you would not be able to make money with money. Why? Because, friends, making money most times has absolutely nothing to do with money. Most times it absolutely has nothing to do with your resources, but rather your resourcefulness. And resourcefulness means, what am I willing to do in my situation? Example, and I'm going to use one example. I can use many examples, but one of the greatest companies and entrepreneurs of the 21st century started without a cent, without a dollar. And I'm making mention to the great Steve Jobs and the company Apple. Are you aware that multi-billion-dollar organization was built with $0 and 0 cents? Not certain if you're aware of that. Of course, I'm not certain who would have guided the brothers forward, but I do understand and appreciate that as an entrepreneur, one of the greatest skill sets in entrepreneurship is something called venture capital. And venture capital, my friends, is harnessing the ability to share a mission and a vision and share it with the world to the point whereby the world can see valuable, equitable exchange where the world may be willing to give you money in exchange for an idea. I'm not going to give you the A to Z on the call because I'm encouraging you to connect with the person that brought you onto the call so that you're going to have that sit-down session with them. Or they could also bring you in the office where we all meet together. And there's where I'm going to give you the A to Z. Tonight, I'm going to give you the concept because I want you to understand that it is as real can be. We use this principle every single day with anyone who is willing to execute and exercise the informed action that we share. And it's informed action, information that guides your action. So going right back to Steve Jobs, going right back to Apple, this is a company, this is a brand, this is an entrepreneur that started out the race more than likely, just like you, just like me, without a dollar, without a cent. But he had a system in place whereby he was able to use one of the greatest skill sets of entrepreneurship called venture capital, and he was able to share a mission and a vision with the world, and the world, my friends, was able to buy into the idea. I'm not even going to speak network marketing tonight, irrespective of the fact that I'm a network marketing professional, but I'm here to tell you we have some data. If you sit with our team members, we can carry you every step of the way where we can show you how to use the virtues of venture capital. And if you use the virtues of venture capital, when you sit with one of our agents, they are going to guide you, my friends, in using the skill set of, firstly, you have to set a mission. You have to set a vision. You have to set a specific objective, and then you have to tell the world. And then we're going to show you how to articulate your mission, articulate your vision, and articulate your objective with the world to the point whereby your vision casting can cause others to create an equitable exchange in the market where people can exchange money. for the mission, for the vision that you can set for yourself. This is how I started. This has absolutely nothing to do with Forex trading. This has absolutely nothing to do with network marketing. This is simply raw entrepreneurship. If you study the science of success, and I'm going to recommend you listen to Robert Kiyosaki. I'm going to recommend that you listen to Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. You will recognize that they both always highlight the importance and the significance of having a coach, someone that went before that can guide you. A matter of fact, let me tell you the first principle of Robert Kiyosaki's work. You may have heard me spoke about it online, where Kiyosaki said, the first principle to get rich and to understand is the rich don't work for money. Now, that's one thing. The second thing to appreciate is that the rich puts money to work for them. But here's the question. How can I put money to work for me if I don't have money to put to work at all? This is the brick. This is the place, I found myself when I started the journey. Let me say it again, because I read the work of Robert Kiyosaki, and Kiyosaki said, the rich don't work for money. He said the rich puts money to work for them. And obviously, I had the genuine interest in putting money to work for me. But here's the problem. I had no money to put to work for me. More than likely, you may know someone in that situation. Obviously, they don't want to work for money, but they don't have any money to put to work for them. Can I tell you the first recommendation of Robert Kiyosaki? Robert Kiyosaki then recommends working for free. And working for free to learn from a money mentor. You see, wherever you want to go, you have to identify someone that is already there. Wherever you want to go, in any industry, what you need to do is identify someone who is already where you want to be. You could have $0 and 0 cents in your pocket. And yes, from a financial literacy standpoint, every business objective is always to have money enough to put money to work for them without them. But many persons find themselves in a situation whereby they don't have the money to put to work for them. So then what is the next step? The next step, my friends, is to find someone who is already where you want to be. Why? You see, what you want to do is you want to access something called experience information. You want to access experience information. Can I tell you the information that can help the poor right here in Trinidad and Tobago? Can be found right here in Trinidad and Tobago by the wealthy establishments? Can I tell you the information that can help the poor in Trinidad and Tobago can be found right here in Trinidad and Tobago from companies and business personnel who have the information that you want? It can be found right here on the shores. But here's the question. Why would someone teach you to become like them or to be as successful as they are, and they don't have a stake in your success? I mean, think about it. Whatever industry you want to operate in right now, I'm here to tell you there's people with the information that can help you to get from point A to point Z. But why would they help you unless they have a benefit? So let me tell you something I learned from Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki said, after you find the person or the group or the community that can help you, and the reason you know they can help you is because you look at where they are, and obviously they're doing something that you are obviously envisioning for yourself. You want to connect with that person, you want to connect with that group, and you want to work for that person. You want to work with that group, and you want to work with that community for free. It's called sweat equity. You exchange your energy in exchange for information, because the information that you desire more than likely will only be found in the hands of strangers. This is a concept I had to wrap my mind around again. I'll say it again. The information that you desire, the things that you desire, my friends, more than likely can only be found in the hands of strangers. Let me prove that to you. I was taught this from one of my mentors. He said, if the people that you know, love, and trust had the things or the information that you desired to take you to the next level, because they know you, because they love you, and because they trust you, they would have given you access to that already. Friends, the information that you're looking for can be found in the hands of strangers. How do I know that? Because the people that you know, love, and trust, if they had the information, the things that you desire, because they know you, because they love you, and because they trust you, they would have given you that for free. Wrap your minds around that. I'm saying that to promote what we do down in the Billionaire Club. We give persons access to transformational information. We give persons access to financial literacy. We give persons access to understanding how things work from a monetary standpoint. And we stress all the time, friends, possess an understanding of how things work. This is what this call is about. I was also taught, my friends, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, ultimately, he has the potential to eat for a lifetime. Can I tell you, the person that brought you onto this call, after you sit with them and they share a blueprint and they share the plan, how you could create a mission, create a vision, create a specific objective from a monetary standpoint, and then that person would show you the methods, because there are different methods of sharing this mission, sharing this vision, to the point whereby the market can respond to your mission, to your vision. Can I tell you that people would be willing to support you from a financial standpoint to get your mission, your vision going, because we're going to show you how to articulate that in such a way where they get to see benefit in your rising. They get to see benefit in your success. It's a blueprint. Let me give you an example of that. I use this example all the time. One of the wealthiest men in the world is a guy by the name of Bill Gates. Do some digging, do some diligence. If you Google what percent of Microsoft Mr. Gates owned, you're going to see Mr. Gates is a multi-billionaire, but he only owns 1% of the company. In other words, 99% of his company is owned by other people. 99% of others have a stake, they have a share in his success. It's obvious that when he was building Microsoft, he would have shared a mission, he would have shared a vision, he would have shared a monetary objective, and he would have sold this idea to the world, to his shareholders. And the reason they were obviously willing to facilitate his company, his software company, is because they saw equitable exchange in his success. In other words, they understood, if Mr. Gates becomes successful, by default, we become successful as well. If this Microsoft thing really hits it off, we will also hit it off. And when you look at the percentage Bill Gates owns of Microsoft, it's obvious that 99% of his company is owned by other people. But can I tell you what that tells me? It tells me that at some point in time, Mr. Gates went around the block and he had to share a mission. He had to share a vision. He had to invite shareholders to see the vision he was sharing. And he shared that vision so keenly that they saw investing in him would have allowed them to rise once his business rose. This is facts. So going right back to the beginning, if you can't make money without money, more than likely, you're not going to be able to make money with money. Because the money, my friends, starts with the right idea. And the first idea you need to wrap your mind around is, what is money? What is real currency across the world? Can I tell you, my people perish for lack of vision. In entrepreneurship, one of the greatest skill sets is venture capital. And venture capital, my friends, is possessing the capability of sharing a vision in the market to the point whereby people can see equitable exchange in your rising. And this is why Kiyosaki said, if you don't plan to work for money, you have a plan to put money to work for you, but you don't have any money. You find someone who is doing what you would like to do, and you go to work for them for free. In working for them for free, you're going to have access to experience knowledge. You're going to have access to experience information that others would not be able to pay to access. I'm just sharing some nuggets on the call, and we're inviting you to have that sit-down session with the person that brought you on the call, because we know at the Billionaire Club, we have the blueprint. We have the blueprint to guide the average man from point A to point C. And it's only a matter of everyone on the call having a decision. Let me tell you the decision that you have. And the decision can be summed up in this statement: who have ears to hear, let them hear, and who have eyes to see, let them see. We're not here to force anyone to join what we're doing, but we can tell you what we have been doing works. We have been able to help so many persons that come to us without a cent, out a dollar. We sit down with them, we create that mission, we create that vision, we share with them the many skill sets of vision casting in the market to the point whereby they can effectively use the skill set of venture capital. And we shared and showed them how they can start from absolutely nothing. And of course, we would have tied that to our vehicle. And for example, Vanessa is one of the prime examples whereby this is what she did. And her business, in 3 months after utilizing the methods that we shared, her business started to do over $50,000 in revenue every 30 days. And this is simply starting from an idea, the first principle, the first currency of business. But it's understanding how to flesh that out to the point whereby people in the market are willing to respond, because they see in themselves an equitable exchange for the mission that you cast, for the vision that you share, for the monetary goal that you set. And of course, they would have been able to see by your rising, they succeed. And it's as simple as that. I'm not going to go further than that on this call. I'm not here to give you the A to Z on this call. I'm just here to tell you that there is a way, there is a better way. We have helped so much persons from point A to point Z, and we have invited them into our community because the most important thing for us is spreading financial literacy. We always tell persons without financial literacy, there can be no financial freedom. If somebody happens to give you $1 million, it's best you become a millionaire so that you can actually get to keep the money, because becoming a millionaire has absolutely nothing to do with money. But most persons aren't aware of that. So this is what our organization is about. Yes, we have a Forex vehicle. We're not speaking about that tonight, but I'm saying this is just the vehicle that we use to drive forward. But at the very basis, at the core of what we do, we teach financial literacy. And I mean, Vanessa is also still on the call. Vanessa, is there anything that you would like to drop as well, just to enhance and highlight, what we represent, what we stand? And we're really taking time to share with persons this because of the fact that we know there's so many people out there that want to get ahead in life. And most persons like us, they're starting from the very bottom. We're just here to extend hope and to share with you it is possible to start from there. It's possible to start from there. And we can assist you because we have what we call experience knowledge in helping so much persons do this already. Let me assist Vanessa to unmute. I think you may have to. One sec. Ask to unmute. I think the I'm asking you to unmute now, Vanessa, but
Okay.
yeah, go right ahead.
Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Kishon, in the beginning of the call, of course, persons are hopefully filled with information and something important. And Kishon shared that, within a certain, like 3 months time, I was able to do a certain amount in business. Of course, not by myself, with a team that we were able to build, and that is coming from somebody who didn't know or felt like she didn't know anybody to talk to. You understand? I want you all to understand that. Somebody who would have had 3 persons that would call her phone. And even before, while in the space of network marketing and doing online business, do you know all my customers came from abroad? And I never had before, under Kishon's vein leadership, I never had one person that bought products from me locally. All the products that I may have ever sold was sold solely abroad, because I felt that I didn't know anybody and I didn't tap into that. So a lot of people are limited by their own thoughts and the way that they are thinking.
Right.
Yeah. Now there's an important quote in one of my favorite books, which is the richest man in Babylon. And this quote says this: opportunity is a haughty goddess who wastes no time with those who are unprepared. Right. That is one of my favorite quotes, because exactly there's where I started. Understanding that the goddess of this luck, the luck that you're looking for and hoping to find, is really you being able to know things and be guided with information that is going to help you and transition your life. Correct. Right? So most importantly, I was there at that point where I didn't have a cent. And of course, coming into the space, not only was I able with my team to do 50,000 in business, but as a struggling stay-at-home mom with one income coming in, it meant that we also struggled, because I have 2 kids. My son has special needs, and my daughter, they are both 9 and 7 years old. So that meant 2 school fees that you couldn't pay. But guess what? During the pandemic, I didn't only just, do business, and it was great, it was wonderful, but I took my daughter's teacher from her school because the pandemic struck, and she came home to teach my daughter. Not just that, but we already had 4 people in the family. During the pandemic, a stay-at-home mom was able to take on her 2 nieces to come and live home with me and provide a shelter for them. Not only that, the government say here we're going on. They said we are going to shut down all the hardwares because persons are coming in to buy materials to have backyard parties. So, for those who want to buy barbecue pits, we closing down the hardwares. Guess what that meant for me? Our sole form of income, which was my husband, it meant that he couldn't work because the government shut down his business. And guess what? I was capable of taking care of the bills that came during a pandemic. So of course the information, all that is shared is 100% true. It is 100% valid, but it's all up to you. Thanks so much, Kishon, for this privilege of sharing. And of course, sharing that space with you is always a blessing.
For sure, friends. Again, you need to have a mentor, a money mentor, especially if you're going to venture in entrepreneurship, especially if you want to have success. A money mentor is somebody that can help you make it, multiply it, manage it, master it. You need a money mentor. And I'm going to end by saying this, right? There are 2 things to note. And I tell my team this all the time. Anytime an opportunity of a lifetime presents itself, you actually have to capitalize in the lifetime of the opportunity when it presents itself. I'll say that again. Anytime an opportunity of a lifetime presents itself, the time frame, the timeline in which you can capitalize on that opportunity is inside the lifetime of the opportunity. Like, if you miss anything on the call, don't miss that. And this is really an opportunity for you to connect with us, not to our Forex or our network marketing, to connect with our core community, to come and meet with us, greet with us, and see what we stand for. It's about the principles we stand on. So always remember that. And secondly to that, let me tell you that behind every single success from a financial standpoint and a spiritual standpoint, there is always a sacrifice. You know why opportunities most times presents itself in a time whereby you may not be able to afford the opportunity? Because before every massive success, there has to be sacrifice. It's a physical law. It's a spiritual law. It's a financial law. It doesn't matter, which philosophy you have subscribed to. It doesn't matter which religious body you subscribe to. Every entity, my friends, has well-documented facts that before every single success, major success, there has to be a sacrifice. And this is how the universe operates. This is why you find the opportunity of a lifetime presents the lifetime of that opportunity inside of the time frame when it's the hardest to capitalize on the opportunity, because before every massive success, there's a sacrifice. And these are laws. And we teach these laws because, you see, you could only expect what you inspect and inspect what you expect. And this is why we tell people, inspect the laws so that you can expect a specific outcome. I'm just sharing a bit of what we're going to be sharing with you when you meet and greet with us in the flesh. We're not going to share everything on this call. We're just giving you an insight in what type of information you can look forward to hear from us. A lot of persons don't understand why we will have massive success. We shall have massive success because we believe that principles either build you or break you. And principles build those who follow, and principles break those who break it. It's as simple as that. And because of that, both success and failure is guaranteed. If you're succeeding, it's because you're using principle. If you're failing, it's because you're breaking principle. An opportunity of a lifetime, you have to capitalize on that opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. And before every massive success, there's always sacrifice. And the best opportunities would always present itself to you, friends, in the time whereby you have to make the greatest sacrifice. I've looked back at my 11 years in entrepreneurship, and I can tell you that my greatest breakthroughs came from me having to make a massive sacrifice. It's just the laws. It's just how it works. You have to be evenly yoked to what you're going after. You have to prove to yourself, to God, to the universe, that this is what I want. And that's why it's presented to you in the time frame. Most times it's presented to you. It's a fact. It's a fact. So with that said, please get back to the person that brought you into the call. Set that meeting up with one of our Billionaire Club members. They're more than happy to bring you down to our location, our office, where we sit and we share more with you. And we want to thank you for your time. Of course, I want to thank Miss Vanessa, Millionaire Right, for coming on to the call tonight and sharing her testimony, because it is definitely a testimony, not just for her and her family, but for me as well, and for every onlooker, that you can start from nothing and capitalize even when it's your toughest times. But it's all about what you want out of life, and life is going to pay you everything that you desire if you know how to use principles that guarantee success. And this is what we stand for. So have a great night, friends. See you at the top. We're going to have some other calls like these where we share some more principles. And have a great night. Bye. Miss Wright. Good night.